So we're going to talk about the present simple, and that means that every question has a tense in English. كل سؤال in English له زمن معين, whether it's in the past, present simple, present perfect, any kind of tense that we have studied before, it has a question. So every question has a tense, of course. Now, here we have yes or no question. Do they use the internet? The answer, yes they do, or no they don't. I needed to pay attention here to the auxiliary verb do and also does. I use do with what? Can someone remind me? What are the pronouns that I use them with do? One of them already written, which is ثالث. What are the pronouns ضمائر that I use with do? Can I say she?
You, we, they.
Thank you, Rahaf. You, we, and they, and the last one. To explain myself, I will say
I.
I. Thank you so much. Those are the pronouns that I use with do. So, do you, or do we, or do they, or do I? And then you complete your question, and this will be yes or no question in the present simple. Now, if I want to use does, if I have to use does, I'm going to use it with ثالث, other people. We're just revising. There is nothing new in here. Hello. The pronoun that I use with does. One of them is written here, which is
He, she, it.
thank you, Rahab. He, she, it. Also remember that in both of them, if I said, oh, let's write an example here. Before we talk, just let's write an example. So can someone give me an example? Writing a yes or no question using do and does. We're just revising, Thalys. We can finish early if you help me. Just give me a yes or no question using do or does. Okay, so we can say, for example, do Sarah and Rafif study together? I intend in not using the pronouns that we have here because I want to tell you that sometimes I have to use two names and that will be plural, and that will make the question using and the question here auxiliary the verb number one, and it's going to make the question in present simple. So if I said do Sarah and Rafif study together, this is the question. How I'm going to answer this question if the answer is yes? I'm going to say
Yes, they do.
yes, yes, comma, and then they do. If it was no, it's going to be no. Okay, you need to participate, Thalith. We're just
They don't.
revising. No, they don't. Thank you, Rahaf. Okay, if I'm going to say, for example, using does. Anyone have an example with does? Mm-hmm. So, for example, we will say, does Rima sleep, let's say, 8 hours a day? Harima, what do you think? If we're going to say yes, we're going to write.
Yes, she does.
Thank you, Ranim. Yes, he does. Or I can say,
No, she doesn't.
no, she doesn't. Okay. So this is all about writing a question, yes or no question in the present simple. Did you write this in your notebook? Or maybe take a screenshot and then write it later? Done? Can I move on? Okay. Now, now we're going to talk about simple present of the verb be and information questions. Information questions, they are WH questions and how. Now, how I'm going to write those information questions with verb be? Verb be, I mean here what? Verb to be. What are verb to be? Is, are, or am. Now, let's here write an example. Or before we write, let's read. The information questions here, as you can see, what's your last name? As you know here, um, the apostrophe here is for is. So what is your last name? I'm going to say, what's your last name? It's Al Sahrani, for example. How is it going? How is it going? But just I'm going to use the apostrophe and then I will pronounce it. How is it going? When's the festival? Where's your friend from? Who's that tall man? And why is he here? So just a simple question or information question that I write or asking about information, and then it's going to be with WH questions or how. Can I have an example here? Any kind of information that you're going to ask about. Hmm? Okay, you can write in the chat if you have an example. Hmm. If I'm going, for example, to ask about the day of today, I'm going to say, I'm waiting, Talif. If I'm going to ask about the day, I'm going to say,
What's the day today?
thank you, Rima. I'm going to say, what's, let's write this is a question. I'm going to say, what's, which is what is, what's the day of today? So, Thalith, what is the day of today? Hmm? What's the day of today? How can you
October
forget the day?
15th.
Say it again, please, Rima.
October 15th.
Yes, but I'm asking about the day, not the date. If I write, thank you for bringing that, Rima. If I said, what is the date, then you're going to tell me that it's 15 October. But if I said what is the day, then you're going to tell me.
Thursday.
Yes. And as a complete answer, I should say it's Thursday. Okay, let's write another question. Who does have an example here? Any question asking about information? Okay, thank you, Rahaf. Rahaf said the question is, where is your car? And the answer could be, it's in the parking lot. Easy? Okay, can you take a screenshot in order to write that in your notebook? Okay. Now we have the simple past, not the present. We're going to have the simple past of the verb be, verb to be, and be born. How I'm going to ask those questions. For example, here we have, where were you born? Okay. I was born in Oman. Where was he or she born? She was born in Kuwait. So if you're going to ask about where or sometimes when someone was born, you're going to use the verb to be of is, you think? We can use is? Not use as. We're going to use the past symbol of is and are. As you can see here, where and what. Verb to be in the present are three: is, are, or am. But in the past symbol, they are only two: where or was. Now, just before we write the examples, I want to make sure that you remember what goes with what. So, with where, what are the pronouns that I can use with where? The same ones that I can use with are.
They, we, you.
Yes, thank you. They, we, you, and the plural, two names and above, for example. And with was, we're going to use she, he, and it, and one name which is singular. Now, if you're going to ask about here, he asked about where were you born, the place that you were born in. I was born in Oman. Oh, just a minute here. Don't forget that it doesn't come with where, it comes with was. Okay, so if you're going to ask about the time someone was born, you're going to say, if you're going to ask about the time someone was born, you're going to ask, hmm, what is the question that I should start with if I'm going to ask about the time?
What is?
No, the time. It starts, yes, with WH question, but I'm going to say not where, not what. I'm going to say when. Thank you so much, Rahab. When. So when you were born. And then someone is going to answer, I was born, and whatever. If I'm going to use one of the pronouns here, I'm going to say when she was. Easy and simple, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Don't forget to write this in your notebook. Okay, let's move on. Now, the last thing that we're going to explain today, which is the simple past with regular and irregular verbs. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about how I'm going to write yes or no question in the past simple. Before, in the beginning, we explained how I'm going to write yes or no question in the present simple using do and does. Now, I'm going to use did. Now, do you know that if I'm going to use did, I can use it with any pronoun, as you can see here. I can use it with you, he, she, they, other singular names or plural names. So did comes with everything, while do comes with the plural pronouns and does comes with the singular pronouns. Okay, so for example, let's write an example here. Yes, yes, Rimas, do you have an example with did? Any question that I can use with did?
Um.
Just to help you, remember, Thalith, I need to look here. Just a minute. Just a minute, Rimas. Remember that when I start with did, and then I'm going to have the pronouns, then there is a verb here, which is live. I don't know what's happening. Just a minute. So those are after did. I'm going to write um, uh, the pronouns, but then I'm going to have the verb. Always in the past simple question, the verb should be verb 1, meaning no ed, no s, no nothing. Just this verb, verb number 1. So did, and then the pronouns, then I'm going to have verb number 1. If it was you, if it was he, she, whatever, in the simple past, I'm going to say that the verb is going to be verb number 1. So please don't forget that. So yes, Rimas did.
Did you play football?
Thank you. Did you play football? And the question, sorry, the answer would be, yeah, Rimas. The answer would be,
يعني I use be.
no, it doesn't. It's not related to be. Did you play football? You're going to answer yes or no because it's
Ah,
yes or no question.
yes, I did.
Or if it was no, you're going to
Um,
say
no, I didn't.
thank you so much. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Okay, so if I said did, oh, I forgot here to write you. Sorry, I forgot here to write you. So did you play football? Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Now, we explained how I'm going to write an information question in the present. What's your name? What is your name? Or what's your last name? Okay. Now, how I'm going to write a yes, sorry, information question in the simple past. I'm going to say, for example, here, where did you live? And the answer, I lived. So pay attention here to the answer. what did he do is that in the question he used did and then verb number one, of course, because did is already there. But still, this question is in the past. And the answer, he didn't use did. We don't need did. I just need it only for the question, just to help me form the question. When I write the answer, simply I'm going to use ed instead of did. So the question in the past simple and the answer in the past simple. What did you, what did he wear? Not what did you, what did he wear? He wore formal clothing. So here I have two types of verbs. I have regular verb, regular, which means it ends with ed. But irregular verb, it doesn't end with anything specifically, but it's different from the verb that ends in ed. So I have wore, I have went, I have saw, many verbs that I can write, and it's going to be irregular. Though the question is the same. What? And then did. And then I have the verb. Where did I have the verb? Clear, Thalith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for answering. Pay attention here. I need you to remember that those verbs are very important with you. In the exam, I might bring one of them. Those are the irregular past form of some of the verbs. So be, been, buy, bought, come, came. You have go, went, fly, flew, see, saw, meet, met. I need you to remember those verbs. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Okay, the last exercise is that we're going to ask a question about those items. So if I'm going to ask, I need to write this in your book. This exercise is in your book. So if I'm going to ask about the name, I'm going to say, come on, quickly, Thalith, we don't have time. If I'm going to ask about the name, I'm going to say,
What's your name?
thank you. I'm going to say, what's your name? If I'm going, so this is number one. Number two, if I'm going to ask about spelling of first and last name, let's say only the spelling of the first name. How I'm going to ask about the spelling? Simply, I'm going to say, how ثالث. Okay, I'm going to leave this as a homework, this exercise, and tomorrow's on Sunday, we're going to start with this exercise. But please be prepared and answer this exercise before, and then participate with me, please. Other people who did not participate. Okay, so just let me check the attendance before you leave. بيادر موجودة. جود is absent. دانا موجودة but late.
موجودة.
متأخرة جدا يا دانا، ما عذرك. خالتي بالضبط 9:30. Okay, Ragad is absent. Rafif is here. Rimas, Rahaf, Rima, Sarah is here, right?
Yes, teacher.
Sadine, are you here, Sadine? Okay, Sadine is absent. Shafiqa?
Yes.
Yes. Shahad, are you here, Shahad?
Yes.
Ghadi?
Yes.
Farah? Okay. Maria?
No.
Najia?
Yes.
Raneem is here. Yes,
Yes.
Raneem is here. Okay, so this is all for today. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.